If you could witness any event in history without changing anything, what would it be and why? At this point, I just want to walk the streets of various ancient cities, like Rome, Athens, Sparta, the cities of Egypt, and other such places. They were inhabited, not in ruins, and people were living there going about their daily lives not thinking about how historians in a few millennia would essentially study the garbage they left behind. Maybe if I had to point to a single event, I would want to see Nosir's reaction to getting the message from Nanny. Of course, I probably wouldn't get anything from it, given that I don't speak Akkadian. The construction of the Sphinx and of the earlier pyramids, the Bronze Age collapse. I want to know the life of Jesus, the assassination of Caesar, Alexander's first great triumph, the end of WW2 in each country, the moon landing, seen from the moon, the first outer space society to terraform and colonize another planet, the first time we make contact with aliens, our extinction event. I'd love to be able to do something that just messes with people's head. Let's say I go back in time. I sneak into a chamber in one of the Great Pyramids, and in some secluded corner I etch in the dates of some of the most important events in history. And end this list with my birthplace and year, heck maybe even my name. Might sound a bit boring to most people, but I'd follow my grandpa around in WW2 and Korea. I only heard him talk about his time in the military on a few occasions, and I didn't even know he was in Korea until over a decade after he died. I'd like to know what he went through. Ness and Neo-human battle, and hopefully be able to see with omniscience what the world would be like if the one random warrior lived or died, and why the world would be. Or maybe it just wouldn't matter. The Battle of Cannae. We have endless modern combat footage. I'd love to see what a peer-to-peer decisive battle looked like in ancient times. A class teaching the lost written language of the Rapa Nui Easter Island natives, colloquially known as our Rongorongo, because it's a lost script, and I'd have a clue on how to interpret it. Observing the Apollo 11 moon landing would be fascinating. Witnessing humanity's first steps on another celestial body, marking a pivotal moment in space exploration and human achievement. The supposed asteroid that killed the dinosaurs. I want to see if the Disney show Dinosaurs was accurate, and if they were talking also if they were bird-like or reptile-like. Difficult because it is likely not one event and it took time. But I would like to see the collapse of the Bronze Age. What happened to the Mycenaeans and those civilizations? My God, there are many. But I would like to see the fall of the Berlin Wall. I would also like to see something related to Jesus, the construction of the Chinese Wall, 1054 supernova, because it is a supernova, but of that is to astronomical than historical. Being at mission control upon learning that the Eagle had landed. T-Square vs Cassiopeia live show from the early 2000s. Love their stuff, and I've always wanted to see them live. Fightman is one of my favorite songs. Hold on. According to the science I was taught, merely observing an event changes it. Or something, I wasn't really paying attention. There's a lot of real answers I have, but for shits and giggles I want to go back and see if Abraham Lincoln really chokeslammed that dude to Declaration of Independence, and would love to see what all the fuckers look like in real life instead of portrait paintings. Jack the Ripper's murders. Yeah. It's not a single event, but other people have posted things that last for dozens of years. I'd like to see Alexander the Great's speech to his army that stopped a mutiny there, or Alexander meeting Diogenes. I would sit there outside of Jesus' tomb on the third day, just to make sure the story I'm being told is accurate or not. The night the Berlin Wall fell, the joy and happiness from both sides touched me from this side of the Atlantic. Sinking of the Titanic. I'd love to finally see what went down that night. So many questions could be answered. I guess I'm curious enough to want to see the crucifixion, even though I don't believe in a resurrection. The meteor that ended the dinosaurs. The eruption of Krakatoa. The filling in of the Mediterranean Sea. One of Motley Crue's shows in the 80s specifically when Tommy Lee played the drums upside down. Natalie Wood. Did she really get drunk and drown after seeing them doing a BJ? I got to see Waterloo, the destruction of Atlantis if he even existed, Cleopatra seducing Caesar, extinction of the dinosaurs. Just to be sure, Also, then I get to see dinosaurs. I made some insane roti last Saturday. Would choose to experience that again. The creation of the universe. Then I can finally prove religion is a placebo. I'll go with all of you to these places, so let's create a time machine then. The Live Aid concert. Once in a lifetime opportunity for a music lover to share in the sorrow of our Blessed Mother at the foot of the cross. The answer of the younger Dryas. What was the event that did it? Atlantis. I wonder how this place was and how it disappeared. The invention of the flux capacitor. November 5th, 1955. Watch the woman who made Kevlar finally crack the code. Whatever the fuck was going on in Fort Ross, California. I wanna see how those pyramids were built. Live stream. Maybe spend a day hiking with Hannibal over the Alps.